Good day to everybody out there. This is See Thy Wealth. Water your health. Drink a glass of water. And society tells you to go to school, get good grades, go to college. After you get out of college, you go to a good job, make some good money, have a family, so on and so forth. Well, I went to school. I got bad grades. I barely finished high school. I tried to do college. I think I went for a semester, dropped out, didn't get a degree. Ended up selling drugs, got in trouble for that, did some time for that, and I went against the grain in almost every aspect of life. I'm black, so in America they usually say we have a strike against us already. I've slept with men and I've slept with women. So I have pretty much every dart and bullet coming at me that says I ain't supposed to make it nowhere, right? To be here in this position in my own cabin with solar on my roof, well water, cistern under my house, growing my own food, no mortgage, in another country, most people would look at me and say, you're not even supposed to be here. How did you make it there? No college degree and none of this? Didn't go to school for none of this? Self-educated and self-taught? Now that's not telling kids out there to not go to school. I'm not telling you not to do that. But I done all of this from scratch. I wrote everything down that I wanted to do. When I realized what I wanted to do, I had to start writing things down. But based on society's standards, I'm not supposed to be here. I'm still supposed to be locked up somewhere, or since I'm free, maybe somewhere with some HIV or some type of disease, or staying in somebody's house. But the fact of the matter is, society's standards aren't always the best way to go. Because if they were, I wouldn't be here. Most of the people that I grew up with, most of the people that I graduated with, most of them don't even want to show their faces. These guys that graduated at the top of their class, and these guys don't know where to be found. They're getting drunk, they're smoking, several different kids by several different women, child support everywhere. Which the system is hard. I had to go through that, so I'm not going, but listen, one thing we have to do is we have to stop going by what society deems is the right way to be great. We have to stop going by what society deems as the right way to be successful. Because if I had made it like this, going the unconventional route, I shoot down all of that public school stuff. And I said it in another video. Public school to me is just a daycare for children whose parents have to go to work to take care of the household. I'll say that again. Public school to me is a daycare for children whose parents have to go to work to take care of their household. Because if you have a lot of money, you have the amount of money to pay for your child to go to school at home, what's the need of a public school? Because the curriculum that they're teaching you there isn't helping you to be successful. It's teaching you how to be a worker. It's teaching you how to go and take orders from someone. It's teaching you how to be average. It's not teaching you how to be a business owner, how to run a business, how to have a successful business. Now, I can say that I probably needed some business classes or business management skills or something, accounting or bookkeeping, something of that nature, to help me keep order and track of my expenses and income and learn about profit and losses and things of that nature and balance sheets. But all this other crap that doesn't resonate with me or teach me how to get my... And another thing that we probably should be focused on, because I'm going to keep it real with you, is mental health. Because a lot of us that grew up in single family households where the mother had to go to work all damn day and basically you're being raised by the neighborhood or your stepfather or the damn TV. The trauma that we go through is something that you can't explain. Meanwhile, we seem to think that that's normal, or that we've lived a normal life, or everybody else had to do it so, and everybody else turned out okay, you should be fine. Everybody else is not okay. And because everybody else is quote unquote fine, so you say, doesn't mean I'm fine. Now, granted, I made it to this position to where I'm financially free. I'm physically free. I don't have any mortgage, no electric bill, no water bill, working on no food bill. My mental health has suffered. And I'm slowly but surely getting that back, or getting it on track, because I don't think it was ever on track to begin with. I grew up in a house where my great grandmother was raising me. She was a drunk. She was selling drugs and chewing tobacco, smoking cigarettes. She was everywhere. My mom had to go to work. My dad was doing what he was doing in some other place, wherever he was. I would go see him on weekends, but my grandmother was the one that took over for him. So the psychological ramifications of everything that has happened and what I've been through, some of us had it worse than what I did. What I mean by that, some of us grew up in worse circumstances. Even some of the rich kids that come up, their parents, they may make money, but they spend a lot of their time trying to make that money and focused on their job, neglecting their children. So their kids end up being basket cases of having mental breakdowns and committing suicides and drug overdoses and all kinds of other tragedies. So society is in a delicate place right now, where everybody's emotional. Everybody has feelings about everything. Everybody has vindictive tendencies, childlike instincts. Something doesn't go their way, we pout. So no, I'm not supposed to be here. But in fact, I shouldn't say I'm not supposed to be here. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. But by society's standards and society's norms, I'm not supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be in jail or dead. I'm thankful. I'm really thankful. And I have to keep reminding myself of this every day, that you are blessed. You are in a position that a lot of people wish they could be in. And I'm only going to get better. I'm only going to keep leveling up my mind, my mentality. I have to strengthen my emotional intelligence. I can't keep being one of those people that pouts and stomps his feet every time something doesn't go my way. Because these are the reactions that I still continue to have today as a full-grown adult. Being vindictive, being petty, jealous, envious, hating. I don't know if I'm hating anybody or being jealous of anybody or envying anybody right now, but I definitely have some vindictiveness and being petty. You did this to me, I want this to happen to you. For what? Learn how to deal with that shit and let that shit roll off and keep it moving. I gotta get to that space. But growing up with your mother, who's emotional and took on more stress than what she was supposed to, all of that anger was transferred over into me. Her insecurities were transferred over into me. Her low self-esteem, her jealousy, everything was transferred over into me. But she's not responsible for that. I'm responsible for picking up those pieces now. I'm responsible for rebuilding the blocks that was knocked the hell over by her and my father. So I have to pick up the pieces and put this puzzle back together so where I can find some type of peace internally, because society is a tough place to be in. And I don't have to deal with society anymore. I just got to deal with the online society, which is a piece of cake. Say what you want. I'm here. You there. Even if I wasn't here. My mind, I'm so sharp defensively when it comes to my mind, and I get so defensive, and that's not really a good thing. But we all see that Floyd Mayweather became 50-0 by having great defense. But I'm so sharp in my mind, and I'm so defensive when it comes to any type of attack, that I don't even allow a lot of that shit to bother me. And I suppress a lot of it. I now have to learn how to deal with it so I can go on an offense. I have to become better offensively and learn how to deal with my emotions so I don't spaz out on somebody who loves me and who I love. Even if I don't love you, I don't want to spaz out on you because that's stressful. It slows up the digestive system, which is how we process our food and extract and assimilate our food through the digestive system, which is where we get most of our energy from the foods that we eat, the nutrition and minerals. If I can't get what I'm supposed to from the food because I'm stressing about something, then that's not a good thing. So I have exceeded society's norms. I have exceeded what society placed upon me. I no longer have to fit the mold of what corporate America wants me to be in order to get a job. I don't have to come into the job and sit straight up and talk with a particular vernacular so you feel comfortable, and maybe even have some type of feminism within me so you feel more comfortable with hiring me. I'm not saying you have to be feminine to get a great job, but let's just be honest. If you're black, most of the time, if you don't have those particular credentials and you don't know someone, then most of your bank tellers, look how feminine they are. And if they're not feminine, look how feminine they are. And that's nothing against feminine men. I love y'all too. But, a masculine straight man, which I'm not straight, but a masculine man has it, black man, y'all gotta be extra on point. It's a tough, cold world out here. I'm built for it. I just have to continue to keep leveling up my mind and my mentality, because I'm never one to get stuck and stagnant. Then when you become stuck and stagnant, what's the point? So I don't have to do those things anymore because I'm here, I've made it, and I can only imagine how a lot of our brothers and our sisters would actually, how we could let our hair down and how we would act if we no longer needed this system. If we had our own land, if we had our own money, if we was mentally developed in a space to where we didn't have to worry about post-traumatic slavery disorder, we'd be a problem. We already a problem in a bad way, but we'd be a problem in a good way if we had all of those things in order. And it's no knock to no other races. I'm just speaking about the perspective that I come from, which is a black household. I love my life. I love me. I'm learning to love me more. I thought I loved me before, but I didn't. I'm learning to love myself in a way that I'm getting used to. And this isolation and this solitude is really helping me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm realizing that if someone doesn't mean me any good, I have to separate myself from them. If a society doesn't mean me any good, I have to remove myself from that society and put myself over here. If I don't like the way this food tastes, I'm not going to eat it anymore. If I don't like someone, I'm not even going to talk about them. And I don't realize how people can say they hate Donald Trump so much, but he's being talked about on every news channel. I don't sit around and talk about people I don't like. Just because you hear me mention 19 Keys or Hassan Campbell, I never said I dislike these people. I might say some of their methods ain't right. Some of my methods aren't right. But I don't dislike them people. I don't sit around and talk about people that I don't like. So for people that say they don't like Donald Trump, I don't agree with you. I believe you love that man. Because if you didn't like him, you wouldn't sit around and talk about him the way you do. We don't talk about people that we don't like. You don't eat food that you don't like, do you? You don't go into particular venues that you don't like, do you? You don't go to neighborhoods that you don't like. You don't drive certain cars that you don't like. You don't put on a particular shirt that you don't like. Only thing that you do is the shit that you like. So when you sit around and talk about somebody, that's because you're not fooling nobody over here by talking about you don't like Donald Trump. Y'all motherfuckers love that man. And that's okay. But stop acting like you don't love him. You promoting him every chance you get. Every time you go to a happy hour, every time you go to a brunch, every time you're in a fucking meeting, it's something political or you're talking about someone that you complain or claim you hate. Stop it already. Stop it. But I don't know nothing. I'm just a high school, or I finished at the bottom. I was going to say a high school dropout. I finished at the bottom of my high school class. I dropped out in one semester of college. I didn't know what I wanted to do. Ended up being a petty drug dealer, getting in trouble for that. I've slept with men, sleep with men. These are things that people say are strikes against me. And here I am still today in better positions than most of the faculty of the school that I went to, if not all of them. But I'm going to say most, because I don't know everybody's situation. And I'm only going to get better because I'm taking care of my mind now. I'm strengthening and sharpening that up now. I appreciate everybody that subscribed to my channel. I appreciate everybody that watches. I appreciate everybody that comments, negatively or positive. We all have opinions. Mine don't resonate with everybody, and I don't expect it to. I don't want to resonate with everybody because I don't want to be normal. I want to live my life on my own terms, without anybody's influence, without anybody's suggestions, without anybody's direction. I want to do my own thing my own way. And no, I don't call myself gay, because I've slept with women before too, and still will. But you know, I am me. I'm embracing all of me. I want to love all of me. And I only want to be a good example for someone who's looking up at me to do what you want to do on your own terms, however you want to do it. And with that, I appreciate y'all for watching. If you're going to like the video, please do. It costs you nothing. If you're going to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell and hit all so you get a notification every time I drop a video. And if you're generous, share the video with your subscribers. And with that, I appreciate y'all for tapping in. This is See Thy Wealth. See Thy Wealth. See me as a water. Thy means your. Wealth means health. Water your health. Drink a glass of water.